Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from TQC4. Today we are going to present subject Information Services and Facilities. First of all, thank you for Dr. Ilyas bin Muhammad Shuhud. Our title for group project is Trading in Islam. We are from Group Mujahadah. My name is Nur Syahirah binti Muhammad Ayub and my matrix number is 1193016.
My name is Mujahidah binti Muharidin and my matrix number 1193008.
My name is Nabila Mardia binti Muhammad Afandi and my matric number is 1193019.
My name is Hadiza binti Hod and my matric number is 1193083.
My name is Fatih Alia binti Nordin and my matric number 1193013.
Okay, this is subtopic for trading in Islam. The first one is introduction. Introduction trading in Islam. Trading are basic human economic activities that are encouraged in Islam because Rasulullah SAW stated in a hadith that 9 out of 10 gates of fortune are opened by trading, which is commerce. Definition of trading: a transfer of ownership of an object from one party, which is the seller, to another, which is the buyer, in exchange for another things or money is referred to as trading. In other terms, trading is ijab and qabul, which is a surrender and acceptance procedure, goods and service transaction.
Next, we move to the Quranic references for trading in Islam. The Quran is a revelation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala which is conveyed to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as a guide to the life of mankind. It means a recitation for the believers. For Muslims, reciting the Quran is worship. In Islamic law, the Quran is the first and main source of law. There should not be a single rule that contradicts the Quran. 2.1 The allowance of trading in Islam. Allowance of trading in Islam is Allah accepts debt on the condition that you deal with a debt that has a period till a specific time and you write the debt and the time of payment and let a writer among you write it fairly. No writer should be afraid to write as Allah has instructed him. 2.1.1 Al-Quran. Source is from Surah Al-Baqarah verse 275. This passage of the Quran clearly signifies that Allah permits business while prohibiting usury. Next is 2.1.2 from website. Source from the Tafsir. We take it for Tafsir Al-Jalalain. This webpage provides Tafsir Al-Jalalain for Surah Al-Baqarah verse 275, explaining more about trading. Those who devour, that is, those who says by way of usury, which is an excess leave it in transactions of money or foodstuffs on their face value or on credit, will not rise again from their graves unless they rise as one who Shaitan has made prostrategically demented from touch through. For 2.2, the prohibition of trading in Islam. Prohibition of trading in Islam is individuals who consume usury would not be able to stand except as those who embrace the devil due to craziness. They claim that buying and selling is the same as usury. Allah, on the other hand, has permitted business while forbidding usury. 2.2.1 Al-Quran, Source Surah An-Nisa verse 29. This passage of the Quran plainly demonstrates that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala forbids his believing servants from eating the property of some of them in vain, that is, through business that is not recognized by Sharia, such as usury and gambling and other ways that fall under that category. Okay, next, 2.2.2 for website from the Tafsir, and we take it for Tafsir Al-Jalalain. This webpage provides tafsir for Surah An-Nisa, verse 29, which precisely tells more about the prohibition of trading. Tafsir Al-Jalalain explains to all Muslims to not consume their goods between you in an illegal manner, according to the law, through usury or usurpation, unless it is trading tijratan.
The hadith on trading. Hadith is an other word which is a three-minute segment talk story, conversation, or communication. Hadith also means no. Hadith is a talk which may be brief and elaborated. Technically, hadith means the nature of the saying, the action, and the approval statement of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 3.1 Hadith Sahih on trading. Sahih derived from Arabic word which means genuine, correct, and authentic. It is used in the classification of the hadith, and Hadith Sahih is classified in the highest level of the authenticity of hadith. Hadith Sahih is the one with the continuous isnad and has the perfect condition of the Hadith Sahih. 3.1.1 Hadith from Hadith Sahih Muslim number 1511. This hadith tells us that we as a Muslim are forbidden in making these two types of transactions. The first transaction is al-mulamasah, which is making a sale effective upon touching a garment. For example, before examining it closely and turning it over. And the second transaction is al-munabazah, where the seller throws a garment, for example, to the buyer, thereby concluding the sale before the garment has been examined closely or turned over. Next, 3.1.2 website. From the source Kitab Buyuk, retrieved from islamweb.net. This web page gives us the information about the Sharah Hadith, the level of Hadith, also lists and information about the narrators and Hadiths that are related to this Hadith. 3.2 Hadith Da'if on trading. Basically, Da'if means weak. Hadith Da'if is a fact that the narrators who doesn't have a strong memory or easy knowledge. Hadith Da'if is only reliable in excellence, not in rulings, which is permissibility or prohibition. But if the hadiths are for the good deeds or the prominence, it is okay. The hadith can be divided into hadith mursal, mu'allaq, mudallas, munqati' or mu'tal. According to the precise nature of the discontinuity or one of a narrator having a disparate character, such as due to his telling lies, excessive mistake, opposition to the narration of more reliable sources, involvement in innovation, and or ambiguity surrounding his person. A weak hadith is a hadith that fails to meet all of the conditions for an acceptable hadith. There are 5 conditions for a hadith sahih. 3.2.1 Hadith. Hadith from Takhrij Hadith al-Mudin number 1460. This hadith tells us that the all of terrorists are in the trading part. It has been said by Abu Hatim al-Razi and Ibn Hibban that Nu'aym is a tabi'in, so the hadith is mursal. Mursal means the hadith in which the companions fall from the sanad of the hadith. And finally, 3.2.2 website, the source from Isha al-Hadith, retrieved from muftigovernment.my. This web clearly tells us that the hadiths are da'if. This website makes a clear statement on the hadith by told the Sharah and the scholars' opinion. This hadith inclines to the view that says above hadith is weak because of a miscarriage in the sanad of the hadith.
Next, trading characteristic. Number 4, trading characteristic in Sharia law. A characteristic is a characteristic or property that belongs to person, place, or things and is used to identify them. This characteristic distinguishes them from others. 4.1, The characteristic of trading allowed in Islam. Characteristic of trading allowed in Islam is the offer and acceptance must be in line, which means that a receipt must be in accordance with the provision of the offer and halal and pure according to Sharia. 4.1.1 Website. Source from Dalam Islam 2022, Jual Beli Menurut Islam. This webpage provides the definition of trading, the rules of trading in Islam, and the characteristic of trading that are permitted and prohibited in Islam. 4.1.2 Journal from Saifullah 2014, Etika Jual Beli dalam Islam. This article provides the ethics of trading must be held by all parties in order to maintain the public interest for all people. It is necessary to establish a safe, peaceful, and honest market system in order to avoid a system that can be detrimental to all parties. 4.2 The characteristic of trading prohibited in Islam. Characteristic of trading prohibited in Islam is sell goods that are known to be defective without explaining it to the buyer. Such a trade cannot be conducted as it contains elements of fraud and counterfeiting. The seller should inform the buyer if the goods to be sold are in a state of disrepair. 4.2.1 Website from Wiley Online Library 2012, Introduction and Overview of Prohibited Element. This webpage provides overview of prohibited element, assuring ambiguity in contract, gharar, gambling, and others that dealings on prohibited, which is haram object, are the principal practices that are prohibited. 4.2.2 Journal, source from Putri Nuraini 2019, Muamalah jual beli yang dilarang dalam Islam. This article provides the concept of trading is prohibited in Islam, the factor that causes the trading is prohibited in Islam, and the advantages of trading.
Okay, next, types of trading in Islam. Types of trading in Islam. Type means number of things or set of characteristics that cause them to be regarded as a group, more or less precisely defined or designed. The variety of forms and types of contract, especially sale and purchase agreements, show the uniqueness of the muamalat system in Islam. The existence of various forms and types of trading has no other purpose but to fulfill the desires and problems needed by human beings in this world. 5.1 Types of trading in Islam according to Sharia law. The stipulation of the sale and purchase has been confirmed by the text of the Quran, Hadith and consensus. There are more than 10 types of sale and purchase agreement in Islam that can take place in different forms and descriptions. Among the types of sale and purchase agreements are Bai'ul Salam, Bai'ul Wadi'ah, Bai'ul Tawliyah, Bai'ul Ishraq, Bai'ul Murabahah, Bai'ul Saf, Bai'ul Wafa and Bai'ul Istisna. 5.1.1 Journal, source from Nizam Hairul 2020, PDF Fiqh Muamalat Academia 1-57. This article describes the types of trading that are allowed in Islam, a description of the definition of each term with evidence and condition that cause the sale and purchase is allowed in Islam. 5.1.2 Website, source redaksi 2020, Jual Beli Diperbolehkan Muhammadiyah. This webpage explains about the policy and criteria for determining a sale and purchase, whether it includes the category of halal or haram, and provides an overview about the types of trading that are allowed in Islam. Source, konsep akad dan jenisnya dalam Muamalat Islam 2022, January 20, e-Muamalat. This webpage contains information about the system of muamalat in Islam, the various forms of trading allowed in Islam, the concept of contract and its type in Islamic muamalat, as well as its function and benefits in trading. 5.2 Types of trading that not permissible under Sharia law. Factors that cause buying and selling are prohibited in Islam are the existence of an element of tyranny, az-zulum, which includes the problem of buying and selling najasi. Ihtikar, story mechanisms to wait for price spikes, hiding the defects of a product and selling it. Seizing copyright, selling goods that are still transacting with people, bidding on goods that are still being bid on by others, and selling goods used for immoral purpose. Then there is the element of buy-a-roror, which is fraud, term transaction and insurance, which are prohibited in Islam, and the sale of goods that contains the element of riba. 5.2.1 Journal Source Putri Nur Aini 2019 Muamalah jual beli yang dilarang dalam Islam. This article describes the types of buying and selling that are prohibited in Islam, the factor that cause the trading to be prohibited in Islam, and the wisdom that can be learned from the activities of buying and selling. 5.2.2 Website Source Redaksi 2020 Jual beli yang dilarang Muhammadiyah. This webpage provides an overview of the prohibited elements in buying and selling, elements of riba, al-ghurur trading, fraud buying and selling alcohol, and dealing in things that are prohibited haram. It also explains in detail about the types of trading that are prohibited in Islam, along with the hadith and evidence of the Quran.
Next, the rules for trading. 6.1 The pillar of trading in Islam. The importance of pillars must be considered before purchasing and selling. The reason for this is because the pillars will establish the legality of the purchasing and selling procedure. Even if just one pillar remains, the contract will be at risk of being cancelled, especially in this modern age of buying and selling via the internet. 6.1.1 Website Nandi 2021 Rukun Jual Beli dalam Islam dan Syaratnya. This website provides the definitions of rules and pillar of trading in Islam. The rules for trading is the most important before doing purchase and selling procedure. Pillars also important thing in trading because without pillars trading will become invalid. 6.1.2 Journal Source Dwiana Ahmad Hartanto 2021, a comparative study on the principles of online buying and selling from the perspective of Islamic law and Indonesian positive law. This journal provided the pillars of trading in Islam. In this journal, the author gives explanation about the pillars of trading according Hanafiya and Jumhur ulama viewpoints. 6.2 Conditions of trading in Islam. Conditions that must be complete before a sale and purchase agreement may be executed are known as sale and purchase conditions. Insufficient trading conditions will be imperfect. 6.2.1 Website Ayu Rifka Sitoresmi Pengertian jual beli dalam agama Islam, ketahui rukun dan syaratnya. This website provided the definition of condition of trading. The authors also give explanation about characteristic features of the conditions required before performing the sale and purchase process. If the conditions are not enough, then the buying and selling process become imperfect and there will be problem among sellers and buyers. 6.2.2 Artikel Suci Kartini Rukun dan Syarat Jual Beli. This article provided the conditions of trading. They have 4 conditions. The condition is important to ensure the sale and purchase is valid in accordance with the condition set. These valid conditions have 4 main points and each condition has a related description.
Okay, the last part of our presentation today is conclusion. Okay, in conclusion, despite Islam permitting trade, it has laid down regulations to establish fairness and justice in transactions to the benefit of society. The concept of trading can be employed in Islamic economics. It just has to adhere to the Sharia that has been established, upholding honesty. Items sold are not prohibited in Islam, and there is a willingness between the seller and the buyer as well as trustworthiness. When examined through the lens of Islam, all internet commerce or business operations are permissible as long as they do not hurt either side and are not carried out in a manner that is prohibited in Islam. However, if there is a system in an online transaction that does not follow Islamic norms, such as fraud or loss of one party, and contains a risk for one or both parties, the trading system cannot be justified. Okay, so this is our references in completing this assignment. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.